How do we educate ourselves? Be more specific. I'm gonna see if you answer right.
No specific.
We gotta follow these laws.
Right.
The laws, because when you say educate yourself, another word for education is you need knowledge, right? What is the knowledge? Give me Malachi 2:7. You gotta understand what that knowledge is. Because what they've been teaching us in the world is what they wanted to teach us. It was to indoctrinate us to worship this right here. Because if I ask any kid, what does Christ look like? Even if they never went to the church, they will tell me he looked like this, but in the Bible he looks like this. And the most interesting thing, especially when it comes to our older black women, they've been worshiping this so long, when you tell them that Christ looks like this, they argue and say Christ is all colors. Show me a green person. Show me a pink person. No. Christ was a black man from the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
Read, watch this. We're gonna find out what knowledge is.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 2 and verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
So the priest's lips should keep knowledge. The operative word is knowledge. Who should keep knowledge? When you go to church, whether it's your pastor, so-called reverends, your priest, they should keep what? Knowledge. Read.
And they should seek the law at his mouth.
What is knowledge? They should seek the law at his mouth. Like right now, you just broke a law. You don't even know it.
What, covering my head?
Covering your head. When the Bible comes out, you are not to cover your head because you're the head of the woman. It goes God, Christ, the black man, the black woman. So give me that. Here it is. But I'm going to read it to you. Because when the laws come out, guess what the black woman and Latino woman is supposed to do? They're supposed to cover their head. That's the order according to the Bible. They never read this in the Bible. They only read what they was taught in school and in society, and the majority of the times what they were taught on TV. Read.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 1. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ.
This is Paul speaking.
Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things, and keep the ordinance as I deliver.
Keep the laws as I have delivered them to you.
But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God.
So it goes God, Christ, the black, Latino, and Native American man, and then the woman, then the children. So there's an order according to the Bible. But in our households today, that order is out of order. Because who runs the household in the majority of our households? Women. Why? One, it was a prophecy. Two, we got to step up and be men. But also the white man took the black man out and said, here, Miss Lady, I'll give you Section 8 and welfare. You got to get rid of the man. So now, 20, 30 years later, the black woman says, I don't need a man. And guess what the black man say? I don't need a woman. So they got us at odds, hating each other. We're the only race where the black woman say, that's my baby daddy. And we say, that's my baby mama. We're the only people. We don't believe in marriage. Why? We've been created in America to be slaves. Read.
Verse 5. Verse 4. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
So whenever you're praying, or the words of this Bible is coming out, you have to uncover your head because you dishonor your head. Who's your head? Christ. Watch this.
But every woman that prayeth or prophesies with her head uncovered dishonoreth her head.
So any woman praying or prophesying with her head uncovered dishonor her head. So if she's married, she dishonor her husband. If she's still living in her father's house, she dishonor her father. But let's say she's not married and she's not living in her father's house. She dishonors the leadership in Israel, which is a man. That's how the Bible is. But guess what? When you go to church, who's all up in the church? Man or woman? The woman. Are they reading the Bible or are they listening to what the pastor says? They're listening because if you read the Bible, you have to have 2 or more verses, precepts should I say, to support what they're saying. Read. No, go back.
But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God.
So we got to understand that order. There's a natural order. But guess what? Just because you're the head of the woman, you have to love the woman like you love yourself. But, and the reason, see, you got to understand, all of these other nations study you. Why do they do it? They study you to find out what you like and sell you back everything that's wicked. But they study you to try to keep you in sin. Give me Isaiah 3, and I think it's 12. People that lead you cause you to err. And the thing about our situation is, we don't even understand what we've been following for the last 40 years or 400 years. But when we bring the truth of the Bible out, we fight it, but we followed everything else without having any proof to follow. Read.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy path.
You got to understand, everything they've ever put in our face, made it nice to follow, and we followed it, it was to keep us in sin.
That's right.
Every holiday or custom that you follow today is to keep you in sin. Christ is a black man. Children of Israel are black.
That's right.
The bottom line is, if you can refute that, step up. Let's talk about the Bible. Because when we say this to our people, they are the only ones that say that's not in the Bible. Because that's what you said earlier, isn't it?
It's true.
It's true. Those were your exact words. It's like, if y'all were white and was doing exactly what y'all are doing, our people would be more open to hearing us.
Yeah.
So, any questions you have?
I don't have any question. I just realized,
No, you can't hold it. Step a little closer.
A little closer. All right. No, I just realized, being when it comes to white, it's all about, I just call it the white lie. Everything we're supposed to believe is coming from white people. Like I said, if you all were white, Mexican, or Irish, and you had a different outfit on, people would be going and all and standing around and taking up pamphlets. But when you're black, it's like we need a permission from white people. A permission they're not going to give to speak the truth. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear this. They don't want to hear about this. They don't want to hear about racism.
Well, let me ask you this. Do we give you our words, or did these words come out of the Bible?
Come straight from the Bible, the same Bible they use. But they don't speak about it. And I got to be honest with all of you. I've never heard any of this in the Bible ever. Anytime I've been to it's always, kind of some Dr. Phil session, and that's it. Big songs. I've never had anyone tell me anything like that.
And you know why? Because as long as I can keep you in sin, I rule over you as a nation. Now, do you know the definition of sin?
I just know it's not following the commandments. I don't have anything else other than that.
Well, you're right. But let's elaborate on it. Let the Bible speak to what sin is. Because once you understand what sin truly is, then you can start to move yourself towards getting out of sinning, which ultimately puts you in position to try to get the kingdom. Read.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 3 and verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law.
Transgress is another word for break. Whoever sin transgress or break the law. Read.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
For sin is what? So now give me Numbers 15. We're going to talk about, look around. What is something on all of these gentlemen in purple that they have on that nobody else out here has on? And not the purple color, but what else? I'll give you a hint. What is on this picture right here that we got on as well? Look at them. Look on their garment. What do they got on?
I don't know what to call it.
Fringes. I seen you looking. Fringes. Why do they have them on back then? And why do we have it on? Because it's a commandment. Remember, we got to follow the commandments. This is going to help you to remember the commandments. Read.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 15 and verse 38.
Start at 32.
Verse 32. And while the children of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man that gathered sticks upon the Sabbath day.
Now, we had just left Egypt. We were in the wilderness. The laws was just reintroduced to us by Moses. This guy was in the wilderness picking sticks. What do you think he was picking sticks for? Yes.
And they that found him gathering sticks
He was picking sticks to start a fire, to cook.
brought him unto Moses and Aaron and unto all the congregation, and they put him in ward,
They put him in jail.
because it was not declared what should be done to him.
The laws were just reintroduced to him, so they didn't know exactly what the punishment was. Read.
And the Lord said unto Moses, the man shall be surely put to death.
He was picking sticks on the Sabbath, and the Most High said, put him to death. Do you understand what that means right now? Did you buy that today? You didn't know.
No, so that,
This is the Lord's Sabbath. You are not to do no cooking or none of that, no business, none of that on the Sabbath. This is a day that's holy to the Most High. Only thing, if you're going to do something, you congregate with your brothers and sisters and you get out and you teach your people once you start following the laws. Read.
And the Lord said unto Moses, the man shall be surely put to death. All the congregation shall stone him with stones without the camp.
Read.
And all the congregation without the camp, and stoned him with stones, and he died.
Do you understand how painful that was? They could have just killed him easily. He felt every stone. Is that what you want? So you got to keep that in mind about following these laws, because you know it doesn't happen overnight. But I don't want that punishment, and it's going to be far worse when Christ returns. Read.
Verse 37. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel,
Which you are. He's speaking to you right now.
and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments,
Bid them, command them that they make them fringes in the border of their garments. Read.
throughout their generations.
How long is throughout their generations?
that's ongoing.
So does that apply right now?
Yeah.
Throughout their generations, so it applies to us right now. Read.
And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
So we also got to put a ribbon of blue on it. Read.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of the Lord, and do them.
Read that part again.
And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue, and it shall be unto you for a fringe.
Fringe is a covenant. The fringes in the border of blue is a covenant between you and the Most High for you to do, remember something and do it.
That you may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of the Lord, and do them.
This stops you. It's supposed to stop you, but you gotta apply it. Oh man, I'm about to go on and rob somebody. I look down, can't do it, man. I have repented. I'm following the law. This is to remind me. This is my covenant. This is my friends to remind me the relationship I have with the Most High. If I follow His laws, I get the kingdom. If I don't follow laws, I get the second death. Read.
And that ye seek not after your own heart.
That you seek not after your own heart. Do you understand what it means by your own heart? What's that? Mark 7 to me heart. Give me that. Because what have we been doing for so long? Seeking after our own hearts. We'd be like, man, my heart told me what to do. But we're going to read what your heart is. Because where's your heart at? That's your heart? Can your heart tell you to make a decision? What tells you to make a decision? No. Read, listen to this, read.
This is the book of St. Mark, chapter 7 and verse 21. For from within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil thoughts.
Where do your thoughts come from?
Right.
And guess what it says? Out of your heart proceeds evil thoughts. Now watch what these evil thoughts are.
Adulteries, fornications, murders, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. All these evil things come from within and defile the man.
So from out of your heart proceeds evil thoughts, and everything you can imagine comes out of here unless you're following what? What reminds you of keeping the commandments? So what should I, if I see you next, hopefully next week I see you at the school, or this today when we go back. Next time I see you, what are you supposed to have on? Fringes and border of blue. Right. All praises to the Most High.
Now they will see the true men of God. We are not black men, we are the Israelites. Take care of us. Take care of us. And our children too. And our children too. We have repented. We have repented. How about you? How about you? People want to know who's the king.
O nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father. O nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father.
Now why they trying to make it so hard to serve God? And why when I say that I'm a Jew it sound odd? For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sound wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcast, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.